Hello, runners. Thank you for joining us for the 2023 RTO Capital Odyssey, Comstock Odyssey Relay 101. My name is Matt Balzer with Reno Running Company and Eclipse Running, and now the proud new owner of Race 178 and the RTO. I'd like to welcome Kelly, our VP of Operations. Kelly has been with Race 178 since 2012 and has done the race a number of times herself.
Yep.
Thanks for joining us. So we'd first just like to say thank you for taking the time to go through Relay 101, learn a little bit more about the race and all the important things that we have coming up. And if you'll just click to the next slide, we have some questions. If you have questions, you can email us, call the office. Our contact info is at the end of the presentation, or go to the renotahoeodyssey.com website. And there are a whole bunch of resources there, including the runner handbook, which will be available here in a couple weeks, early May. Kelly, we'll kick it over to you and you can go through the basics.
All right, so these are the things we're going to go through: basics, critical rules, safety, getting ready, key tips during the relay, surviving the relay, and what's new in 2023, including merchandise, course changes, and so on. So just as far as resources go, there are a lot out there for you guys. On the website, the biggest resource of information you're probably going to want to do is click on the planning tab. And there is helpful information under there, and you're going to see different tabs: relay guidelines, tips, checklist, all great, no matter whether you are a team or an individual looking at this for information, answers, and everything. Take a look there. We have a brand new pace tracker there as well, so you can plug in team times and figure out where you're going to be at what time and everything. So that is a huge help to us, and thanks to Tom Balzer for that. And then critical rules are going to be on the website as well. So again, website has everything you're going to need. Obviously, you can always reach out to us as well. Wanted to go through just basics in case you didn't know what you signed up for. It is a 178-mile long relay race. And so the RTO, you can see the course here, 36 legs, usually a 12-person team. The Capital Odyssey starts in Carson City early Saturday morning, joins the RTO in progress. That's the last 12 legs in. We have a number of teams doing that. And then the other option is the Comstock relay. So that actually starts up in Virginia City a little later in the morning, but still early in the morning on Saturday, last 6 legs in on the RTO. So those people join you right in. They smell better than you, all that good stuff. So anyhow, each leg map is posted on the website as well. So as you can see all the different legs, all the details for that specific leg are on the website. Again, RTO, typically a 12-person team. There are some crazies out there that are doing an ultra, so they're doing it with 6 people. They might look a little more tired at the end, I don't know, but they're a whole special breed. Quickly, side note, thank you to Heidi and Pete Parker. They are long experienced ultra team captains, and they have updated ultra tips on the website. So there might be some different things you want to look at if you're tackling it as an ultra. Back to 12-person, every runner will do 3 different legs. So example, on the screen, if you're leg runner 1, you're going to do leg 1, 13, and 25. Everybody always refers to it, what runner are you? What runner are you? That's how people are referring to you. You're doing it with a fewer runners, somebody got hurt or something, you're just going to be doing more legs, having a ton more fun. And usually the typical setup is those 12 runners are going to be split up into 2 different vans, a running van and then a resting van. So runners 1 through 6 in one, runners 7 through 12 in the other. Capital and Comstock, 3 to 6 runners, 1 vehicle for those. So that is how that is done. And the big exchange points happen when the 2 vans exchange, and there's a lot more traffic there, so be aware. But tons of fun happening at those locations, and they're going to be the busiest and everything. So anyhow, so those are how the 2 relays or the 3 relays are set up. Next again, on the website, you'll be able to see the course information table under the course. This is a great way if you're still assigning legs and you want to see, okay, who are your stronger runners, or somebody, really wants to run certain legs. You can see what the total is for each of their legs, and then what is the grand total at the end of the race, or what they're going to be signing up for. And we've ranked them in order of how complicated or difficult they are. You'll see different E and M and MC and MD for most difficult. Not like you need an MD, but some of them you might. Those are a little harder sets of legs and everything else. So anyhow, it's a great way. It's a great tool you can use as you're assigning legs and to see what you're going to be doing. Next, some basics. You will be tracking your time on the course. It's not as critical for the non-competitive teams. We're going to give you a time log, and you'll track each runner when they came in, when they left, and so on. So if we ever need to refer back, we can. This is why it's really important for the competitive teams. They will be required to turn in the tracking log. So it will come in your race packet. Please make sure you fill that out. If you're a competitive team going for one of the places in the divisions, we'll be asked we will ask you to turn that in at the finish line. Charge your phones, make sure they're all good to go. Make sure that you've got lots of cords and everything in your van. This is going to be great. Biggest adult slumber party ever. The other thing you want to make sure is that you have your night gear, and you will be asked to demonstrate that, to bring that to the team check-in and captain check-in. Just as an example, everybody's going to have a running vest, whether it's it needs to be reflective. Some combine the reflective piece with lights, so you can do that. Everybody's going to need, you're going to make sure you bring and demonstrate that you have headlamps, lots of blinky lights on your front, on your back. We want to see you, and you want to make sure that everybody can see to see you on the course as well. So bring all of those. Like I said, you're going to have to demonstrate that you have those for each van at the team check-in and everything. Obviously, you can go purchase them at Reno Running Company and Eclipse Running, so they can help you out with that gear. You will have to have reflective gear on from legs 9 to 16, regardless of the time of day. All the flashy, all the lights, the headlamps, everything, that definitely has to be on from dusk till dawn. So you definitely want to make sure you are prepared for that. Usually one per van, but most people have one for everybody has their own set of gear. Contests, there's lots of fun out there in addition to all the other fun. We have different contests. Best name, that'll be released and revealed at the captain's meeting. Besides that, most decorated van. So you're going to see some fun vans out there and everything. We'll be voting on those and recognizing those. You're going to have best shirts. So some teams have their own team shirts printed up. You'll see an example here. The running jokes team is always creative. Every single runner usually has a different joke. So you want to find them and see what their jokes are. Best costumes. We've had a dominant team for the last few years. They had some competition last year, but really super fun, great ideas. We want to recognize your team for doing that. So those will be, we will be recognizing those after the race, the week after the race and everything. So most spirited team, get out there, cheer everybody on, make sure they know you're there and help them and everything. So those teams, the spirited teams get voted on by you. So you'll be given a race ballot and everything. You guys will also be voting on the most spirited exchange point. Yes, Dolan is going to be a rock star, exchange point 6. They kind of have an advantage. So let's look at all the rest of the exchange points and you guys can vote on them. And, so those volunteers, hopefully they're really going to get into it and cheer you on and make it a fun place for you guys to hand off your little slap band and everything. So the last exciting one too is Donner's Downfall. So that's leg 4. That is the one and only time trial of the race. So the fastest man is recognized, the fastest woman is recognized. And if you can figure out how to do it, the 178th place person is going to get a prize as well. So good luck on that one. So anyhow, you guys are out there getting very little sleep, eating smartly, hopefully, taking a shower when you can or not. But anyhow, you're out there having additional fun besides running. There's lots of contests and stuff too. So anyhow, Matt, you're
Awesome.
up.
Thanks for all that amazing information, Kelly. I will take a couple minutes here just to address the race week schedule and some of the things leading up to race week. One of the things that we get questions on right now all the time is start times. What is our start time going to be? And I promise we are working hard on that. It is probably going to be first round of start times. We're looking for sometime in the first week of May. In order to get start times, we need you to get all of your team members registered, get them in there with an estimated 10K time so that we can put the entire start time grid together. For us, start times come down to, yes, we want to have you get through the entire event within the cutoff, but also spreading runners around the entire loop so that we don't cause like traffic problems, congestion, as well as have a lot of teams finish all at the same time. So we have an awesome big finish line festival. But as you can see here on the screen, Thursday, June 1st at the new J Resort will be team check-in. Now, really, only the team captain has to come to team check-in, but we certainly recommend that everybody come on your team to team check-in. We will have a cool festival there with lots of our sponsors also being at team check-in. We will have for the first time all of the new 2023 RTO gear and swag for sale. So that's a great opportunity to get there and buy it before it gets sold out. And then later that day will be the captain's meeting, 7:35. And then after that, it's to bed, get to sleep because you've got a big weekend ahead of you. Friday, June 2nd at Wingfield Park is going to be our start. Those start times go anywhere from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., just depending on how fast your team is. And then for the rest of the event, you're running all through the night, having an amazing time with you, your friends, and all the runners out there until we get to Saturday, which, as Kelly mentioned, we will have both the start of the Capital and the Comstock Odysseys join the RTO crowd as they make their way through the course. Finish line expectation 10 to 5 p.m. is when that finish line will be done. You get there, we'll have a big party. We'll have lots of great food options for you. Food, drink, opportunity to take pictures with the team and just kind of celebrate the journey that you just had. Let's quickly go over some of the rules. So the rules for us are important because above everything else, we are concerned with your safety. So the rules really help with that. The runner's handbook has all of the critical rules listed, and that will be out very, very soon. But really, it all boils down to safety and respect. So be present of your own safety, the safety of everybody around you, and then please respect the communities that we go through. A lot of these communities are very nice. They allow our big old rolling circus to come through there and disrupt, their neighborhoods. We're going through some amazing mountain towns. Typically, they don't have this much traffic. And so, just be wary that are you parking in the right areas? Please don't block anybody's driveways. Make sure that you just follow all the road signs like you would as you're driving this route on any other day. If we can respect those rules, then we get the blessing to come back time and time again. This is the 17th year, so you all have done an amazing job because they keep giving us the permits to do it, and we want to keep this going forever and ever. As Kelly mentioned, and just bear mention again, we do have the Safety requirements, so all of the reflective vest lighting that you need to be wearing, regardless of what time of day it is, on legs 9 through 16. So, thinking like West Shore of Lake Tahoe. Other than that, it's mandatory for everybody on all the other legs from dusk until dawn.
All right, so getting ready. Obviously, hopefully, obviously, you guys need to train. I know some people think, oh, I don't need to. Yeah, you need to train. So please get out there. Don't start running the day of the event. Not a great idea. And your teammates may not appreciate that either. So what a good approach is to train for the total length of your legs. A lot of people then use it like a half marathon training, but definitely train for that length. Practice on if you can't get on the legs, if you don't live close by, then actually, go run on routes that are similar to the legs that you actually have been assigned. Do hills, do downhills, do uphills. We've got some major ones here in the Reno Tahoe area and everything. So run at night, wear your nighttime gear, figure out what it feels like to wear a headlamp. See what it feels like to wear all those blinky lights on you, the vest and everything. So really, get that experience. Don't wait till the 11th hour and take stuff out of the package and, get chafed and all that stuff. So go ahead and practice with that. We have practice runs, so you can attend our practice runs. We've already had 2 at the time that we've done this. We have a few more, so if you can, join us. But big picture, be ready physically, be ready mentally and everything to do this. Have a good attitude, all of that good stuff. Set yourself up to succeed and to your team to succeed. And you're all in this together. We'll be out there with you too. So anyhow, make sure you do everything you can to be ready for the race.
Awesome. And then some just key tips for you to have a successful RTO, you personally and your team. So number 1 is know your legs. If you have the opportunity, get out and drive them, study the maps. Best case scenario is actually get out and run your individual legs. You can download your files to your Garmin. It'll give you directions. You can print out the maps. We do everything that we can to put out signs, lit up signs at night, directional signs all over the place. But as we all know, sometimes things happen. A sign might fall down, it might blow over, it might get taken away. And ultimately, you are responsible for knowing your legs. So please study them well. 2, super important, be attentive and alert. There's a lot that goes on in a race that covers 2 full days and the middle of the night. Please don't wear headphones. Headphones while you're out there on open roads where there can be traffic, just simply dangerous. So please, I know it's hard. We all love running with music, but please don't wear headphones or at least not have, like blaring music where you're not around, like not aware of your surroundings, cars coming up. There's bears that are seen occasionally. There's all sorts of stuff out there. We're running around Tahoe in the dark in the middle of the night. So be attentive and alert. You can also have, which is number 3, your van stay in close contact with you. So, as much as traffic will allow, again, follow all the rules of the road, but to have your van at least checking in with each of the legs a couple of times during the legs where that is applicable. The more frequent that you can do that, the safer you're going to be. Number 4 is drive ahead and get to those exchange points. Get to them early. So once you've checked in with your runner, jump up to the next exchange point. We do a pretty great job with parking, directional signs, but sometimes those get congested depending on if a lot of teams get there early and you want plenty of time for your next runner to be able to get out of the van, meet up with the runner that's tired and just finishing their legs so that you guys can do a nice, smooth exchange. Number 5, maybe my biggest one, be supportive and kind to the volunteers. I think we were looking at the numbers yesterday. It's like 480 to 500 volunteers that are so kind to help us put this event on and make it a huge success. Some of them are out there in the middle of the night, all night long, all day long in the hot sun. Give them a high five, give them kudos, thank them for, coming out and supporting the race, because we could not do it without them.
And be sure to thank your volunteers if you provided them as a team. So, join them, have them join you as on your team party at the celebration at the end, because they are a huge role.
Absolutely. Number 6, be nice to neighbors and motorists. So as much as we can communicate to all the communities we go through that we are coming through, not everybody knows. And suddenly there are a whole bunch of vans and a whole bunch of people running through their neighborhoods. They don't know what's going on. They might be late, dropping their kids off or whatever they're out there doing. They could get a little frustrated, but if we're kind to them, they will be kind back to us. So please be nice to everybody that you encounter over the course of the run. Number 7, don't run your first leg too fast. This is not a 10K. It's like 3 10Ks. And so if you go out there and you try and PR, your fastest 5K, 10K ever, chances are number 2 and 3 will be very, very tough. I know from experience. I have very, very sore legs halfway through the event one year because I went a little too hard on that initial run. Number 8, don't be afraid to power walk up the really steep sections of the course. As you see the course behind us and you look at the maps online and you look at the individual legs, there's some really, really steep hills out there. Sometimes power hiking is faster than running. And also think about you're treating this as, 3 individual events over the course of a whole period.
We could be actually talking about leg 30 in case you haven't looked at that particular leg.
Yes.
Luckily, it's short.
Number 9, no vehicles over 20 feet in length. So that means you got to leave your RVs at home. The only place that it would be applicable to kind of leave an RV overnight would be Exchange Point 24, which is the Super Walmart down in Carson City. The rest of our locations, we just simply cannot handle vehicles that large. So no RVs unless you're just parking one in the Walmart Exchange Point 24. And number 10, all of this and tons of other great information is in the runner handbook. So please read the running handbook once we publish it here very soon.
Great. So surviving, just kind of some of our input on surviving the relay and things we've learned and people have shared and everything. Stay warm and dry. So we don't know what the weather's going to be like. So bring different changes of clothing. I know in the past I've taken giant Ziploc bags and put, here's the clothes I'm wearing for this leg. Here's the clothes I'm wearing for this leg. So you can anticipate, it's like bring 2 pairs, wear an extra or bring an extra set of shoes and stuff. So if it gets if it's wet, it's raining, whatever, anyhow, stay warm and dry. So as soon as you're done, you can put on dry clothes and everything. If you have compression gear, it might be a really great idea to wear it. As soon as you're done with your leg, if you have the luxury, walk around a little bit. Everyone will attest to the fact that, you finish your leg, you jump in the van, and then you can't get out of the van again. So walk around a little bit if you can. When you're done, do some dynamic warm-ups and everything, especially for your second and third legs. Just make sure you're warmed up, ready to go. Make sure you're cooled down, stretch, foam roll, all of that. Don't overuse any pain medication. It doesn't always mix well with running multiple consecutive legs throughout the night and into the next day. Food and nutrition. You guys I would, encourage you to look again at our checklist. We've tried to include some ideas of things that might be good to eat. You might see a big burger and pizza place. And it's like, oh my gosh, yes, it might not be a great idea. You might have to just refrain, know what you can eat and when you can digest it before you have to start running again. The last thing you want to do is be miserable on your next run and then on your following other runs and everything. So carbs like bagels, rice cakes, the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and bananas are great afterwards and everything, chocolate milk, all that good stuff. So just kind of figure out what you need to eat and who's bringing it or if you're bringing it or whatever. Hydrate. figure out when to hydrate, when to eat, all of that good stuff. Yeah, you might want to avoid the Bloody Marys in Virginia City. Ha ha ha, wink wink. Especially if you're van one, you might be okay to do that, but don't drink and drive. Anyhow, just be smart. Again, check the checklist on the website under the planning tab. And you'll get some great tips there. And you might have, teams with veteran runners and rookie runners. So share your information, share your knowledge, and that kind of thing. So we've all got our opinions, we've all got our experiences. So definitely talk to others or call us and everything. So yeah.
All right, some updates. What's new for 2023? Couple of course updates. And again, all of the specifics on this will be on the individual leg maps and in the runner's handbook very soon. But just to kind of highlight a few of those, Exchange Point 16, that's going to be rolling again. So not exactly a brand new update, but it was new last year, and that's going to be back for this year. So if you didn't run last year and you've run in the past, it will be new to you. That is the section in front of the Tahoe Keys, and it will be a rolling exchange point, so no exact specific spot. 26, leg 26 going into exchange point 26, the very end of that leg, we have made simpler. That was some feedback that we got. It was a little confusing going through the parking lots and lots of turns there. So we just made it 2 rights. Really, really, really simple. Again, specifics published here soon. And leg 15, that is coming out of Emerald Bay. So this is going to be a big one. It is going to be a section where you're going to run against traffic. So on the opposite side of the road, for pretty much the entire loop, you're running with traffic, which is kind of opposite of what we typically do as runners, but it's in most places safer for the runner and the van to be together. Makes the exchange easier, a lot less crossing the street. Coming out of Emerald Bay, however, that entire leg is going to be run against traffic. We will have a whole setup there to make sure that crossing the street down there at the bottom of Emerald Bay is very, very safe and well lit for all of you. Could things change in addition to this? Yes, they could. We will communicate those, and ultimately we'll just keep updating the runner handbook and information on the leg. Next, jumping into sponsors, we have got an amazing list of sponsors for you this year. First one that I'll mention is Dolan Auto Group. They put on the best party of any event that I have personally ever been to at Exchange Point 6. So that is the Dolan Taco Festival. If you've done it before, you're well aware of it. That is a big one, just a super, super highlight of the race. Still lots of energy very early on, and they bring it really, really great with everything they do there. Couple of others we just wanted to list and mention as a big thank you, because it wouldn't be possible without them either. ASICS is one of our major sponsors this year. They have got an incredible lineup of shoes out there. They have been present with demo shoes and will continue to be at some of our preview runs, and they'll be there at the runner check-in and at the Finish Line Festival. Revision is back as our beer sponsor. So they will be serving up free beers for everyone of age once you complete your journey. Panasonic, the J Resort, Reno Running and Eclipse Running, PK Electrical, Bradley Gendel and Janae, Anytime Fitness of Spanish Springs, ChiroFit, Branded, Granite Construction, Garmin, Nathan for all your lighting and reflective goodies, Tesla, and Life Drip. Just to name some of the major ones, you'll see a few more at the Finish Line Festival as well. We will also, as always, be doing some recognitions at the conclusion of this year's event, and those are our 5-year, 10-year, 15-year anniversaries. The Circle of Fame, so those who have run every single leg on the map, and I think a few hopeful new additions to the.
I've been told they're coming.
Yeah,
so
17 for 17 clubs. So those who have participated every single year of the event, and to those people, thank you. We appreciate the support.
Absolutely, absolutely. I just want to mention before Matt wraps this up, you should all be receiving, if you have registered for the race, you should all be receiving pre and post race communications. If you are not getting those, please check your junk mail first. And then second, please email me and we can make sure that we, maybe you're using a different email address now or something. So, but you should be getting information from us and have been getting it, just depending upon when you registered. So anyhow, Matt,
Yeah,
are you ready?
I am ready. I hope you all are ready. I could not be more excited going into this year's event. I was thrilled when I got to do it as a participant. Now being on this side of it, I'm even more excited. I just want you all to make sure that you have fun, you have a great time. It will be difficult, but that's okay. You'll get through it. You'll get through it with your team and all the amazing other super supportive running community that you're out there with. Also, a huge thank you to Eric and Stephanie LaRude. They are the founders. They put this thing on, and we are happy just to be carrying that torch forward. But they were the brain behind this, and it has been such an amazing staple to relays in general, but certainly to our local Northern Nevada, Northern California, Reno Tahoe community. And we just can't wait for June 2nd and 3rd, 17th running. Here we go. Enjoy the training, and we will see you all very soon.